The IPO market is going through a big drought in 2022. Companies have only raised about $4.5 billion so far this year. That's down more than 95% from the same time last year and puts us on pace for the slowest IPO market in 2 decades. And unfortunately, it affects us directly here at the NASDAQ because we get bacon when there's an IPO at the NASDAQ. And Adina was on, and there have been no IPOs and very, very few breakfasts in the morning for the staff. But you have a serious comment on this, BK. I mean, it is thin, slim pickings right now, is it not, for IPOs?
I mean, first of all, I had no idea you got bacon on IPO day. I would have been down there 5 days a week if I had known that.
We get bacon on IPO days.
Thanks for that.
On IPO days. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose that. Yeah.
I'll check my calendar for the next one. But I'll tell you what, you mentioned earlier, I mean, this also impacts the venture capital world, too, because obviously, this is the venture capital's exit plan. So if you don't have an exit plan, it really goes down the food chain. And when you talk about money center banks, okay, fine, they're getting a little bit of boost from yields right now, but part of their valuation appeal was that they had this whole investment banking business around them. And if that is starting to falter and you start to look at a weaker economy, now I've got potentially some, higher default rates or concern of that. Investment banking is weak. The only thing you really got is higher interest rates, but the yield curve's flat. So I think it goes further into the investment banks, money center banks than anything else.
Is it lagging or leading, do you think? What would you want to see to say that the market itself is improving? Usually a hot IPO market is always good for like when we're partying, when equities are going up. Do you think it's bottoming now, BK?
Well, I don't think so, because I actually think the market's got a little bit lower to go. So I would say it's a leading indicator of New York real estate. Going to have a lot fewer bankers out there buying the big apartments.
Yeah, you cannot have a booming IPO market until the Fed stops hiking rates. I mean, that's to your point, right? You can't have the IPO market is correlated to risk markets doing well and being frothy. Right. We don't have any clarity in that, and there's no timeline on when that will be back.
Right.
So that's a negative for a Morgan, a JP Morgan, and a Goldman.
And for those that think that the answer to inflation is increasing supply, you want investments, you want innovation, you want risk taking, so the Fed is really hurting what might be the solution to some of the issues that we have. So it's ass backwards, or is it ass backwards? What can you say on cable? Either?
I think you just did. You covered all your bases.
Okay, everybody okay with that? But Guy, you're all right? I look to you for a lot of this stuff.
No, I'm fine. I think it was scintillating conversation right there. Ended with that little vernacular that you threw in.
Kind of a Descartes. I think he coined that term, ass backwards.